I'm sure he's coming.
All right. Hello, Atom Smashers and everybody else who's watching. We are live playing Starfinder today. Attack of the Swarm. Continuing our adventure as Midnight Squad. Doing something for some people I forgot.
You're attempting to reach the uh, what is it? The reliquary, the forever
Forever.
reliquary.
Yeah.
Gonna go find a a truly uh, holy site, dedicated and blessed by uh, Hylax, a goddess of bugs and or insectoid creatures and peace and harmony and a few other dedications within there. But last time, who wants to give us a recap of last time?
Ooh.
Can we get the Skittermander version of last time?
I'm trying to remember it now. It's been 2 weeks.
I don't
It's been 2 weeks. I mean, oof.
Nobody remembers
Let's
anything.
see. We. What was it? What happened? I can't remember. Let me see.
Because there wasn't much fighting, Momo. There wasn't much fighting.
It's probably why I don't remember as well. Oh yeah, we had 2 things of starship combat. I remember that. We
Right,
we
so-
we got off the planet. We got off the planet
In the Fuskalon system.
on Ilim Chuva.
Well, you
and we
left
got-
there and you went back to the other planet.
Yep, we went back
trains.
to Tuscalon. I don't remember.
We're trying to find a comet or something.
Yeah.
You were tracking the comet. You were tracking it by its metaphysical, magical, mystical emanations that it was leaving behind. Because it was
We
such
fought
a
that like disease starship thing.
well, yeah. The first thing you did was encounter a meteor storm.
Yes.
It was too big to fly around, so you had to fly through it.
Yes.
Fortunately, Erebus was a good pilot. You gave him lots of bonuses, and when that didn't work, you were mostly able to shoot down meteors, or they didn't get through your shields anyway. After that, you found the Eternal Melody within a cloud of ionized star stuff. Star stuff. Look at me, all scientific and stuff.
Carl Sagan did say we're
was-
made of star stuff.
We're all made of star stuff. It was a what do they call it? An ionized nebula. So it is basically star stuff because nebulas are where the stars are born.
There you go.
If I remember my astronomy correctly, astrology is totally different. And you did in fact pilot your ship into the ionized nebula because this eternal melody you figured out was a Hylaxian pilgrimage.
Oh, and we're on that ship
vessel.
fighting the dudes.
Yeah, and then you were on the ship in zero gravity fighting some undead Sheeran that were walking on the walls and the ceilings. Once you finished fighting them off, then you dug into the bridge and you yanked out some data modules to take a look at your own ship because the Eternal Melody had no power of its own. Unfortunately, in doing so, someone triggered not necessarily triggered, but an electrical surge was occurred while you were trying to get some of the data modules out. It didn't seem to damage them, but you won't know for sure until you actually examine them. You spacewalked back to your ship, got in it, blazed out of the nebula, and then were attacked by a starship-sized protozoa. You said, "Peace, we out." You hit hit the gas. Erebus cranked it out, and you basically just outrun the thing till it gave up.
Yep.
And now you're floating through space. Hopefully, you can pick up the trail of the comet, the Forever Reliquary, or the Prodigal Stone, as you might find it. Uh, as Professor Galchek and perhaps some others have referred to it. And so you are all on the Fighting Tortoise, moving, taking a moment to breathe after escaping the protozoa. And you have some time to examine the Eternal Melodies data modules.
Right, Smarties, let's see what we got.
Who would like to take a crack at hacking
Yeah.
these data modules?
I would recommend
Imagine
somebody
we get all
with,
of
recommend somebody with the ability to do so.
Momo looks excited, but is not putting up his hand.
That is not a good check. Great way to start the day.
Unfortunately, Adjutant and Alder's attempts fail. You think that maybe if you connected them to some kind of power source, you might be able to actually spin up, or get the gates to fire, so that you could actually get in there and check out the ones and zeros.
Yeah, let's do that.
We can just
Just
do
being
that
a jerk.
right here on the ship, right?
Yeah, I'm just being a jerk with your bad rolls.
There we go.
There you go. Adjutant tries again. You get it all hooked up, and the first thing you come across are recent ship's logs. You find accounts of the Eternal Melody's final battle. There's a recording which you link up to ship speakers and play, and you hear what sounds like bridge crew. Some kind of giant blob ahead. Several minutes. Then you hear several minutes of the captain giving frantic orders as their ship is attacked. No! Hard to starboard! Continue on! Several more minutes of the... let's see. Yep. So several minutes of the captain giving orders, and then you hear what must be the science officer's voice full of despair. And you hear the report. Captain, endless harmony and unending song are being engulfed by the creature. And the captain calls out, we're pulling a full retreat. Quickly, enter the nebula. Just barely audible over the wail of warning klaxons. Then the recording cuts out to the sound of massive explosions and what you can only assume is the hull breaches that you noted throughout the ship.
Does that sound like that was caused by something in the nebula?
Oh, you're pretty sure it was that protozoa that tried to eat you
Okay,
when
so
you came out.
it was the creature that did.
Yeah. Yeah, it chased him into the nebula, and then the nebula finished him off. And now you know what happened to the other two ships. They were eaten by the protozoa.
At least they weren't pooped
Yeah.
out.
I think it actually metabolizes all the metal and everything within
I
the
think
ship.
it just
All the
divides
stuff,
by mitosis.
the UPBs.
So,
It can divide, but it also uses it to give itself the stuff it was shooting at you. The
Oh yeah.
what do they call that? It's ammo. It's cytoplasm.
yeah.
It's fuel and everything. Yeah, you're not going to have that happen to you guys, Captain Alder. You were in your bunk, but the crew managed to outrun the creature and avoid it completely.
Oh no, but I think actually the captain was there, just very quiet and giving encouragement.
Encouraging. You were
Right.
encouraging Erebus.
Yes, he was budding.
You were budding and sending out spores, and they just let you stay in your room. It's possible you could run into it again. Let's hope not.
Yep.
I've got lots of bloops going on my computer. I need to just change my sound to my headset. Then I won't have that issue anymore. There we go. Now it's all in my head. Do you want to look for any further data in the modules?
Where they're going?
Sure.
Like, where were they going? That'd be nice to know.
Well, you might be able to find some astrogation data if you continue to probe around in the modules. You assume there must be
look.
some. Doing some, you do in fact find the astrogation data for the Eternal Melody. It includes more recent coordinates for the prodigal stone. And as you compare that information to that which you got from Professor Galchek's data, you are able to more precisely track the comet. You gain a +4 circumstance bonus to your computer checks to track the comet as you continue along your way.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. Love that circumstance bonus.
And what was this? What was the information on this prodigal stone?
The prodigal stone is the forever reliquary, as far as you can tell.
Sweet.
Oh, they're the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Just, they're calling it something different.
So we have a way to it? Cool.
Well, you had a way to it before. You were tracking it by its mystical leavings through the cosmos.
Leavings.
Yeah, leavings. You like that?
There we go. This comet's taken like magical bits in space, huh?
It's like metaphysical giblets.
I mean, things
A slime
leave
trail.
energy behind them. And as you've been tracking it, the energy has been growing, so you're sure you're getting closer.
Nice.
Right.
What
Do
you
we
gonna
have
do
more
now?
tracking to do?
Yeah. You got to find the trail again. So you can either you can dig further into the Eternal Melodies data if you want, or you've got the information you were looking for. You can go track the comet down, see if you can get to it.
Yeah, I'll give it one more look. See if I can find anything at all.
Yeah.
Ooh, 32.
That's
you,
awesome.
See, what is that? Is that that's not your maximum?
Fell asleep and then I got my coffee and I just did well after that.
Bloop, bloop, yeah.
Straight up.
You're doing like multiple things.
The final sector of data is being complicated to get to. It seems to be some internal damage might have caused some reroutes. You missed
what
the
about
result by
+4?
one.
What about the +4 circumstance bonus?
That was
No,
from
this-
tracking the comment. No,
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, never mind.
I mean, you can try again and see what happens.
Oh, maybe with anybody want to help?
probably.
I mean, I'm
probably
happy
a
to help.
20 sort of thing.
Although these things are mysteries to me.
Yeah, I don't have any computer skill.
I'll try again. But if I'm not getting it now, I'll just leave it and.
Well, go ahead and give me your tracking check as you're having difficulties with the module. It seems to have some circuits fried, and you'll have to reroute the data and perhaps download and recomposite whatnot. I'm just making up terms.
Tracking check.
Tracking check. Yeah, I gotta remember what you
It'd be
guys
a
needed in order to
29.
track it. What did you need in order to track it? I don't
With
remember.
the +4.
Let's see. Does that include the +4?
I don't.
It does not.
I don't remember. No, so it'd be 29.
Okay, so 29. I think.
And Alder says he'll assist, so if he can. Not on voice for.
Oh, you're in quiet mode against Grove. No worries.
It is a
Momo's
successful check, even without the encouragement. So you do manage to relocate the comet's trail and follow it for another day. once you're on course again, you sit down and you take some time with the data module, and with a few hours of work, you're able to scrub through the final details of the drive, and you find that the group planned to visit the Forever Reliquary as you suspected, and they note that the monastery is under the surface, so beneath the surface of the comet, underground, but there's not really any ground. It's just the comet's surface.
Built
Um,
into the comet.
and there is they describe it, the reliquary, as having a hidden entrance hatch. So once you find the comet, you will have to locate this entrance, and it may prove difficult, but those who persevere will be rewarded. Some say.
All right.
Hey,
let's,
rock on! I
let's
love
do that.
rewards.
All right, give me another tracking check and see if you if you're able to easily able to continue tracking this comet. The trail is getting very evident now,
Yeah.
and after your next sleep cycle, you wake, and you take a look, go to start checking to make sure you're on the right track, and you note that the trail of magical energy has led you to an unassuming ice chunk of rock that is hurtling silently through the void. Through the though the huge stone seems to match the general description contained in Professor Galchek's notes, no outward signs identifying anything special or sacred about this celestial object.
Well, maybe it's more fancy on the inside. Try to find an entrance.
Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. You have Erebus pilot around the comet to get a good feel of the surfaces. You note that most of the surface is ice and stone. Occasionally, you see some jagged peaks or crooked crevices. There does appear to be one smooth area, which seems artificially created. Um, which, let's see, you are able to confirm due to the presence of a large temple in the middle of it as you scan a little bit closer.
Oh, so we can get like a scan of the interior,
Yeah, give
or
me
is it on the surface?
well, that's on the surface.
Okay.
If you wish, you can do a computerized scan of the comet itself, utilizing the ship's sensors. You can use the ship and do a computer's check through the ship. It has pretty phenomenal sensors on it, so. And the ship is on this page, so you guys can actually use it.
Yeah, give it a
wanted to.
scan. Oh, that's weak scan.
Oh, we don't have any computer bonus on this ship, actually.
Not a computer bonus, but it does have a bonus for scan for sensor bonus. It has a sensor bonus. So your plus 16 is more than a plus 16 with the ship.
What was the ship give me?
I believe the ship. Why is it on artificial intelligence? I believe the ship has a +4 bonus to sensors.
Okay, so it'll give me 27.
So who keeps turning it back to artificial intelligence? That's not helpful.
I'm not even looking at the ship.
It's not an NPC either. There we go. All right, so you'll note the sensors give you a +4 bonus, which means your result is actually 27.
Yeah.
The ship, again, as Captain asked, use the ship's computer. The ship's computer is simple. It's basic. It doesn't provide a bonus. But, again, it does have those advanced medium-range sensors, which are useful. So with the 27, you note that the prodigal stone has its diameter is about 2 miles, though its mass is less than 1/100th of a typical planet. Its gravity appears to only be a tenth of normal gravity on the surface, so
Oh,
it's very light
sweet.
gravity. And it has a thin atmosphere surrounding it, so you could probably breathe, but breathing protection might be, your armor's environmental protections are probably in order.
Yeah. In the atmosphere, it's usually like every
That's a very good question, Mr. Alder.
every 9 or 10
How
breaths you have to
It
take one
affects it
from yourself.
awesomely.
does
We can jump really high, man.
how does low gravity affect your characters? In fact, it's liberating to your species because you're all acclimated to standard gravity. Your muscles are far more effective, allowing you to jump 3 times as high, lift 3 times as much, and your thrown weapons have their range categories tripled. However, it doesn't allow you to move faster because it's awkward and difficult to control this new form of movement.
We can jetpack far,
Yeah.
though.
All right. Blip, 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 blip. Let's see. It does note that the temperature hovers around minus 10 degrees. I don't know what this Fahrenheit is. So it hovers quite a few degrees below freezing. Let's see. So probably
In terms
Wait, you
of,
said 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's below
Minus
freezing.
10 Fahrenheit into Celsius.
it's gonna be like
yeah, I don't remember what that is.
it's gonna turn me into a cube of ice.
Turn you into a popsicle, a fish sickle.
Yeah.
Your sensor scan reveals a few signs of life and movement on the comet's surface. One faint signal coming from the temple, and a few others scattered locations across the comet. Minus 23 Celsius. So a good 23 degrees below freezing.
Yeah, minus 23.
It's pretty chilly.
It's cold. But I mean, it's not as cold as say a South Dakota winter when you're freezing in and you've got to go out and deal with the cows anyway.
Oh, psh. I live in Canada.
I mean, it's
Nothing.
50. It's 56, Fahrenheit here right now in Arizona, and I'm freezing. I have a sweater on, pants on, I have freaking socks on.
Yeah, you Southies.
We've hit minus 60 last winter, I think. Nobody was outside on minus 60.
Right.
Fair.
Well,
I think that was like
we
3
hit
days.
minus 40 wind chill, but we still go outside because we got to feed the cows.
Hey,
Yeah.
fuck the cows
Might
then,
as well
man.
farm
They think
too.
it's survival of the fittest, man. They'd be all right.
No, the
Well-
cows are important. That's the livelihood.
No,
of
if you
the farm.
don't feed them, they're dead so fast.
Right, because there's no food for them to find, so you have to take it to them.
Cannibalism.
Cows
That
don't
would get rid of the cows.
cannibalize.
That brings up
Uh,
a whole lot of bad things
so,
that we won't get into.
So Erebus says, "Hey, Captain, it should be easy to land near that temple. Surface is perfectly flat, easy to match velocities."
Right. So we landed by the temple.
Let's do this. Let's park right in the loading zone.
In the loading zone, nice. I am gonna move your characters to the pit.
Because we're Midnight Squad. We do what we want.
Or you do what you're told.
And
since
we're
you're
we're
soldiers.
all lieutenants, okay? We got so
we
many
have
lieutenants
superiors.
here.
We do what we're told.
So many lieutenants. All right, so you the last of you on here. We're not gonna need this one actually. All right, so you land near the temple. This exquisite edifice seems to be crafted from the rock of the comet itself. Perhaps shaped with magic or a very fine tool to add an impressive amount of detail. Most which you assume was on the inside. But you can tell that it is quite nice even from the outside. It's a large structure. The entryway appears to be about 10 feet tall, and the building itself over 25.
Does anything about the nature of the temple look familiar, or like does it look like, I don't know, like stuff we've seen in like other temples of Hylax?
It doesn't have an overly insectile shape on the outside. Um, you think maybe it was intentionally left bland on the outside to limit interested parties from vandalizing or checking it out. Let's see. You touch down. You're able to see it. The next thing is to suit up and head out.
Yep.
All right, I'm turning environmental protections on because I don't want to be a fish sickle.
Oh yeah, you want to stay a little warm. You want to say temperature protected, temperature regulated.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea for all of us.
All right.
Androids can still get cold. As I
Momo
know.
lights up a cigarette and says, "I'll keep my lungs nice and warm with hot smoke."
Let's see. All right.
Just me.
So let's bring you to the temple. You have been brought. I trust you see yourselves.
Yes.
You stand before the temple doors. You don't have to be that close, but that's how big the map is. So
See
there are a
myself,
couple of
I'm
windows.
I'm standing in total darkness.
Can you not see at all?
I can see a couple splashes of light, but not where I'm standing.
You seem to be properly lighted on my screen.
Is he under somebody?
Should be.
See, your vision is on.
Oh, Alder's under Momo.
Alder is normally under Momo. Is Alder having trouble seeing? Let's see. Yep, Alder sees nothing.
Yeah, we
Light up
see
north,
we're
and
in
then blackness, then light in the south. Nothing else. Well, you're standing in front of a building, and you're not supposed to see through it. But let me see what Alder sees. Let me take a look at your dynamic lighting. Your vision is on. I don't have either of you emitting light. That might be part of the problem. Let's see. So you emit
Just
light.
usually carrying the lantern.
So you raise the light level by 1 for 50 feet with the beacon.
Mm-hmm.
How did that do for you guys?
Perfect.
All right.
Yep. Oh.
Good to go. So Momo's got the Alder's got the beacon, and Momo's with him, and Stelly is looking through the window.
What you see, Stelly?
See some
see what
weird
I-
looking dude with a statue.
Yeah. So what you see, and you can describe to the others, is the inside of the temple. A myriad of flourishes, marks on the wall, giving the impression of individual stone bricks. They lend the structure to an air of an ancient temple. However, there's a distinct lack of furnishings, which makes the building feel hollow and austere. The only decoration is a statue of a large insectile creature near the rear of the temple, extending its arms in a gesture of welcome and wearing a crown fashioned of exoskeletal pieces. A large, shallow metal bowl rests at the base of the statue, holding what you can see to be or assume to be offerings. It's hard to see what they are from this distance. The creature you see looks like this.
Does he have aeon stones above him?
You're not sure exactly. It's some kind of crystalline structure. Perhaps if you wanted to give me a mysticism check,
Yeah, I ain't got that.
you could. Let me verify that real quick, because
Yeah, actually, it doesn't have that.
I
The
love it
Lucari would know.
when the
They're common things, right?
Soldier goes and looks.
no the problem I have is the adventure path lists the creature, and it lists where it's from, but it's not from an alien archive. It's from a different adventure path book.
Well, obviously you're
Well,
supposed to
so
have
as
And
that.
soon
it
as you
doesn't
own the
provide
other
all the
adventure pack.
stats.
Do you
Wow.
have that book?
The problem is it doesn't provide. Yeah, I have the book because I have most of the adventure paths. I have all the ones up to this one.
See?
So
Okay.
I have it, but others might not. You probably could
Yeah,
get
that's
it
rough.
off of Archives of Nethys, but I haven't tried. Yes, mysticism is
Yeah.
the skill you want. It is the skill du jour for this guy. Alder, even once you spy it, you're not sure what it is. It's beyond your recollection. Though it does
You had
it does
anything?
seem to have features that you would call fayish.
Right?
Well, does it look unfriendly? Let's.
I mean,
It
Let's
just
go in.
seems to be standing there waiting.
I don't go talk to people first, guys, because I'm not a very good people person. I'm a floating fish.
Right.
What's it doing while it's
go
waiting?
and
Is it
say
just
hi.
standing there? Is it
Alder, which-
meditating? Like,
Um,
what's it
everyone
doing?
that has mysticism trained, give me a check. Just want to clarify, we don't have any
Art.
followers of Hylax, do we?
Nope.
Okay. Tari, you recognize the statue as a depiction of Hylax. The crown that the statue wears isn't part of her usual depictions, but could be seen as an interpretation of her epithet. Let's see. That's pretty much what you know at this point. Did you want to attempt to find out more about this creature?
Yeah.
See if you recognize it?
Down here, right? The south. Let's see. Very somewhere.
What's that? Another? Is that another mysticism?
Yeah, it's
Hello?
mysticism.
Oh, there we go. Okay, me too. 20. Nope. Not much. 23.
20. Yeah, you don't know any more than Alder does about this creature.
Ah.
Well, let's go in and say hi. Hey, worst case scenario, it's just one of them. I'm sure we can handle it.
You missed that word.
Do you open the doors? Shall
But
I
the doors
open
when ordered or when agreed to. But we ready?
Yeah, sure, go for it, man.
Sure.
Okay. As you open the doors, who has weapons drawn?
I'm a
Because
walk.
Momo technically always has weapons in his hands, but he's not holding them in a threatening manner.
I mean, yeah.
I just want to know who has weapons in their hands.
Momo definitely has
will-
weapons in his hands.
Of course, we're soldiers.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, you're soldiers. It's
I don't.
expected. Who does not?
Well, I don't really need to. So.
Okay.
I might
right.
have a pistol. I don't know, but I'm usually not.
The door is open.
Momo will keep a hand free to just wave and smile in a friendly manner. Hi there.
Hey, how's it going?
Doesn't attack on sight.
It doesn't seem to be attacking. However, you all hear it say, but don't see it say, "Enter and bow down before your lord."
Yes, everyone, bow before me.
Okay. Momo will step in. With the captain.
And who is our lord?
You will notice me, and you will bow down in worship. And you all hear this, but the creature raises its hands as I showed you in the picture. But you get the sense that it's coming from that direction. I assume that's how telepathy works. You kind of have a sense where it's coming from. It's not Stelly telling you to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not the same feeling you get when you hear Stelly in your head.
No, it's a different telepathic voice.
Yes, because
I said bow. The voice, the sound of it seems to become more enraged, more demanding.
can I curtsy?
Sure, you can curtsy.
Okay, I'll curtsy.
Momo's just gonna quietly say, "Are we gonna bow to this weirdo? Just try to keep it friendly. I don't really like bowing."
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, Besmara, she doesn't really make us bow to anything. We just have to chuck things out airlock occasionally.
Yeah.
Tari, are you going to stay outside or are you coming in?
Our meat shield.
Fair eyes are coming in.
Okay, do you bow?
Not really feeling inclined to.
Okay,
It's not my Lord and Savior.
there you go.
It's a statue.
Hey,
Why would I
hey,
bow to?
We're not really bowing people. We don't even know who you are. What's your name? Why should we bow to you?
Age, sex, location.
You should have bowed before Candle Rhyme. Now you will pay. And we can all roll initiative.
Oh,
It's some kind of holy place now, and we're gonna put holes in somebody.
You know, shouldn't have been a jerk. Hey, look at that! I actually got a decent initiative roll.
wow.
It doesn't always have to go this way, guys. Why?
Well, you could have bowed.
No, that's
I
just
mean, you
not how we
curtsied, but-
rolled. That's just not how we
All right,
roll.
Stelly.
I'm going to delay until he's threatening me, maybe.
Okay. Go ahead and hit done. Momo.
Okay. See, I prepared the incendiary grenade. I'm just gonna take a quick look to see if I have any other things good for this particular situation. No, not really. Yeah, I think. Can you ready a? Oh no, this thing. How far away is it from us? Let's see, it is. Oh, okay, it's too far. Let me see. All right. I will say that I'm gonna ready. If this thing makes does anything that seems to be aggressive towards us, like if I see signs that it's casting a spell towards us and the reaction seems to be negative on our part, or make a move and seems like it's going to do us harm, I will fire one shot from my Gillett Halo cannon.
All right. Go ahead and hit done. You have a readied action. Stelly, this thing does not look buggish at all. I mean, it looks odd, but it doesn't look insectile.
It's bugging.
I give you, it has 6 appendages. Adjutant, what would you like to do?
6 appendages. Well, Kasatha has 6 as well, so. Okay, I would like to about him. So I'm going to give him a shot and reduce his AC by 2.
All right, you're going to plug him. 30. Well, you hit him. That's
Move
no
into
doubt.
cover.
And
This is cover, right? This is.
yeah, that's a pedestal, or we'll call it a column. I think those are columns.
Some sort of cover-ish.
Yeah, they're columns. You'll get cover there if it stays where it is. And it takes a -2 to AC.
Yeah.
All right.
My turn.
Sorry. You guys all went before it. How what a horrible roll it made for initiative.
Yep.
I wonder if it's initiative we're jacked up.
Not fighting bugs today. Or at least yet.
Yeah, well, it only has a +2 to initiative, so.
I think I might want to charge it.
I mean, you could. It threatened you in your mind, you think. Maybe.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna move up to here right in action.
Takes a bit
No,
much
no,
to
no.
like threaten us. I mean, we just fought off a giant protozoa.
Draw my weapon and move up and.
Well, you ran
Right
away
now.
from the protozoa, but
That's true.
yeah. You don't have to say it. You don't have to tell the tale that way.
That's true. We survived the encounter with the protozoa.
That's one way to say it.
That's accurate.
All right, Tari, what's your ready to action?
If it comes near me, that's ready, threatening me, attack it.
If it comes near you and is threatening you, attack it. Got it. Go ahead and click done.
They appears hostile.
Get him and clever feint. What's the range on clever feint? What's the range you guys have on this thing? Oh, it's
60
within
feet.
60, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. That was that's against its perception, or its
15 plus 1.
was it its perception or its sense motive? Okay. So sense motive is pretty low, so that's not. It's going to be 15 plus 1 half or 1.5 CR. I think it's 1.5.
Sounds familiar. That's what they usually are.
Let's see, that's well, you beat 1.5, so it is feint. It is clever feinted, which makes it flat-footed to your companion's attacks. As well as being get 'em. So it's the target. Targeted, and get 'em is +2 right now, I think.
Yep.
And it is flat-footed to attacks. I am actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that target say 2 so that we don't forget. All right. And then it is its turn. God, you guys all spread out. That makes it unhappy.
So,
I
I think we're all about to come out of delay.
Yes, perhaps. Let's see. Let's see. Who does he fear? All right. So this creature, first of all, it becomes unhappy. I just want to show you guys this because I think it's really great. It becomes unhappy, and it lifts off the ground and literally shoots across the room, completely ignoring you, Tari. And its movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So, since it is not being hostile towards you, I'm not going to give you your reaction, your ready to action. However, as it shoots across the room, you see this trail of blue sparkles, much like a comet, And as it reaches its final location, Momo, it attempts. You felt pretty hostile
He's pretty hostile.
as it was moving, so you can take your shot as it begins moving.
Okay. That is with the Gelid Hail Cannon. Two. There's a 24 plus 2 for get 'em. So
All right.
26.
And -2 armor for its armor class.
And flat
yeah, so you hit it.
cold and piercing.
Yeah. So you hit it, but it doesn't seem the cold doesn't seem to bother it at all.
Oh, doesn't bother it anyway.
Yeah, the cold doesn't bother it anyways. So you only do a little bit of damage with the particle. As it reaches its destination, its claws fly at you, and it makes a strike at both Momo and Alder.
I guess my delay goes away.
Yeah, I'm betting you're going next.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'll hold off on it because I want to go first initiative. So.
All right, Momo, 27.
That against Cac?
AC does
AC,
not
that misses. Yep.
harm you. Now it takes one against Alder, and
Lower.
it misses as well.
Yay.
And that's its turn. Stelly coming out of delay.
Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my turn. Normal
Okay.
turn. Because then I go to the bottom of the initiative order. That's not worth it. So I'm gonna
The
go ahead.
bottom, the top, it's all the same once you get going.
Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna go over here and then I'm gonna peek around and shoot.
Sure. What's we firing? That laser rifle?
Yeah. So plus 2,
right.
plus whatever.
Yeah, you hit it. But it seems to absorb most of that damage.
It's fire though.
It is. The crown seems to sizzle a little bit, but it doesn't really take any damage to you, barely even noting the attack.
Let's see how you like the old Dashko to the face. I'm going to attack with my Dashko. That's a 22 plus 2 for get 'em, so 24.
Yep, that's going to do it.
15.
And the damage all seems to go through. It doesn't seem to have any protection against your physical damage.
Right. Let me get done. Sorry. That is my turn.
Adjutant.
I think I will just shoot him with no. What are those things called?
Biohacks?
That's the one. No biohacks. I'll just take a shot at him.
Just shoot
Damage.
All right.
Or I shoot the ceiling.
I mean,
I will go over here.
if you hadn't had an issue with your weapon, you might have hit it with all the penalties it's taking. But
Yeah, if the weapon was jamming or something. So
go ahead and hit done for me. All right, Tari. You can take out your
he's playing the
frustration on it
equipment.
now.
Flank it.
It moved so
will.
fast past you.
Here, attack it.
All right.
Boo.
That'll hit.
Get him. Yeah.
That's what +4, right, for flanking and get 'em.
Effectively.
And -2 to its armor class from the biohack. So
Yeah.
I mean, its armor class is almost like 10. You guys should be doing massive multi-strikes. I mean, obviously Tari moved, so
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
only get one strike.
flanking-
for Dashko 'cause it's
flanking
unreal.
imparts flat-footed. So at that point, it doesn't much matter. Go ahead and hit done, and we'll see what Alder has to add.
Let's
Second burst, same as
Okay.
first.
Okay.
And that's certainly going to feint him again. So he
Get
is
him.
flat-footed to your companion's attacks. And it is going to fight back.
Yeah, it makes
How
sense.
many points did it start with? You guys have really busted him down quick.
You didn't start no shit, there wouldn't be no shit.
Right? Don't start nothing, there won't be nothing.
I got an
Let's
alarm
see.
going off in your background.
Do I? I have a World of Warcraft going on in my background. That's GTFO. It's an add-on
Oh.
called Get the Fuck Out.
Okay.
When you're standing and shit, it lets you know.
Okay, I understand. Who's playing WoW?
My wife.
Okay, well, what is she? Is she a Night Elf Mohawk?
No, she's playing her Night Elf Druid.
Oh, okay, close enough.
Close enough. Let's see. So, what do we got going on here? It's not happy. Yeah, we play Alliance, but let's see. I want to look at damage done by Momo. What did Momo do? Momo did only 15, so
Yes,
Atari
poor
has the
roll.
big damage right now. And let's see. Bell.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and a 1 on 2d12.
Yeah. All right. The creature begins casting, or the creature moves threateningly, but seems to be invoking mystical energies. Tari, give me a will save.
Ooh.
Oh.
No.
Ouch. You, sir, feel cursed. You feel your competency fail. You will be taking a -4 penalty to ability checks,
Oh.
attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks
Yeah.
Ouch.
permanently
Yeah.
Oh, until you remove curse.
until you get remove curse, remove affliction, miracle, break enchantment, or wish.
Fun.
So
Which
you
is
have a stiff penalty of
grow on
-4
trees.
to all of your D20 rolls.
That's insane.
Ouch.
Yeah. Bestow curse. It's not nice.
Not.
And it will move. It will step there to remove itself from the flank.
Hey.
I'm better than poison, says Alder. Yeah, no kidding.
Barely.
Barely. All right, Stelly, you're up.
Oh, okay. So let me see.
It has cover from you now.
No, it doesn't.
Well, you can move, and then it won't have cover. Oh, getting in the face.
Well, it's talking shit about to my friends.
No, it's making it did a complete mental job on Tari. You see her just kind of shaking there for a moment. That's a good hit. It'll take those points of damage. And it's Momo's turn.
All right. Momo is going to step to right here to continue flanking and swing. Let's go. Oh, another. I rolled it's a 1 and a 10 on my damage, so not so good.
I mean, it's a little bit better damage. You see the creature visibly slacken as you do so. I mean, it's almost like your attacks can't miss.
Noted, Adjutant. We gotta take this out.
Wait. Give him a shot with no thing on it. There's
There
a
you go.
head.
That'll
Get
bring
away
it
from him
down
a bit more.
Well, as you shoot it,
Away
you see
from
it
his
slump to the
deadness.
ground. It being vanquished.
I got a kill.
As
Don't
it
get very
as
many of
it
those.
falls to the ground, the shards that formed its crown seem to crumble into smaller and smaller pieces
It's like, yo, bro,
Until
that's
it-
totally unnecessary.
until they lay next to its dead body in a pile of useless shards.
So, quick question.
Yeah.
What was the armor I got last time? I'm trying to figure out the name.
I don't know.
Mark.
Was
Sorry.
it armor from the quest or from the adventure?
Yeah, it wasn't the adventure.
All right, let me look it up. It was probably the armor in the captain's quarters, which
Yeah,
was the only viable armor. Advanced Iridishell.
Okay, so it was that. Okay.
that's an advanced order shell. I was about to.
What I thought it was, I just wasn't 100% sure, and apparently I didn't write down the name because it sounds smart.
They didn't really get a lot of loot last time, Alder.
Yeah, and dead things don't really drop much loot.
Yeah, dead things don't drop loot. They found a cred stack with 2,500 credits on it and that armor.
Yep.
And they got the data modules.
Yep.
Did you guys grab the data pad? I think you guys did.
We did.
It was just like a tier 1 data pad
Yeah.
that had the information about the other ships on it.
Was no thing.
It was less than helpful.
Oh, hey, Tari, you okay? Anything we can do to make you feel better after what that thing did to you?
Would I know what it did to me?
Give me a mysticism check.
Okay. Would this be beforehand or afterwards?
It would be kind of like, as it was doing it and how you feel now, just to identify.
My question is, do I take the -4?
Touched her in a no-no place.
That's a good question. I would say yes, you
The
take the
no-no square.
-4
Okay. well,
because you
30,
did not
yeah.
attempt to identify the spell-like ability.
Oh, okay.
Still a
Even-
30 with minus
30.
4.
Yeah, I mean, even taking the -4, does that include the -4?
No.
Okay, so it's
It's
still a
30.
30, which is more than enough to know that it was a spell-like ability which mirrors the Bestow Curse spell.
Ooh.
Which this thing had to be a significant level caster in order to do that. Or a significant level magical being, because it's all spell-like abilities.
Now the
So,
question is, did Tari take remove affliction on herself for herself?
What level spell is that one? Level 2, right?
It's a third level spell.
Oh.
I looked
Oh,
it
yeah,
up.
3, sorry. Yeah, then no, I don't believe I have that one yet, because I only took the, I think I only have one so far.
Yeah. Well, you might look at taking that next time.
I might, yeah.
Or finding
Probably.
someone else that can help, perhaps. I mean, this is supposed to be a holy enclave, right?
Yeah, it's hopefully.
So, once the creature dies and slumps to the ground, you find it's, with the exception of your movements and discussions, it is very quiet here, almost as if you were in space.
Well, let's look around the room.
Sure,
If
Momo
there's
will
anything
give
of
a
value.
risking to the body of the creature.
What's that, Momo?
Can I quickly just examine the body, see if it was carrying anything? And
Sure,
is that crystal
It was
crown
not
still there?
carrying anything. It had claws and mystical abilities.
What's up with
did
those
not-
crystals around its head?
Well, they're a pile of garbage now. You pick them up and they seem to be nothing more than ice.
Interesting. Ooh. It's weird how to make ice float around its head. Oh, well.
All right. Let's see. You do note.
Iced.
Ice that
Let's
guy.
see. Stelly, as you approach a wee bit closer towards the statue, you notice what appears to be an intricate pattern of stones on the temple's floor near the statue.
I ain't going nowhere else until somebody with like some kind of like ninja skills goes over there because I don't want to
They
die.
shiny.
Shiny over here. Let me check it out.
All right, adjutant approaching closer. What do we got? You got a
We'll come up and take a look.
perception check 33.
Yeah, this would be useful for this.
It seems that Erebus has elected to stay with the ship for now. Let's see.
Erebus is budding.
Okay, adjutant. As you approach, what are you looking at with that perception check? What are you examining?
Oh, I was just looking like for anything of value in the room.
Okay, I will tell you that you note these rocks appear to be gemstones. They're not cut or polished, but there's a number of them, and they would probably be worth some large value of credits in the Pact Worlds.
Huh.
Let's
I
see.
don't think we should take holy relic stuff.
Well, it's not on the it's on the floor, not on the it's not on the statue's base, and it's not in the bowl. There is an actual bowl sitting on the statue.
Maybe put him in the
Well,
bowl.
I would have taken them either way. Yoink.
Let's see. So
Gotta fund the war effort somehow, I guess, huh?
Yeah, for kids and for the greater good.
For the foundlings. This is the way.
Sure.
while you are as you are your attention is drawn to those stones, adjutant, you also note that there seems to be an unusual pattern of lines carved into the floor. It's difficult to make out while you're standing directly on top of them, but you think if you had a higher view, it might make more sense. You know, if you viewed them from above, higher
Climb
above
onto the statue.
the ceiling of the temple. See, the statue is. Let's see. Looking at the statue before you climb up it, you note. Let's see. You note that just above the metal bowl is a plaque which has Sheeran writing on it. Do you speak Sheeran? Do you read Sheeran?
Oh, I believe so. A ton of languages, and it's one of them
Good.
taken. Yes, I
I
have.
don't think you all do at this point.
No, Momo definitely doesn't.
I don't think Stelly does either.
I don't have what?
Sheeran?
There's my languages.
I just got a new language, I think, but let me see.
Did you choose Sheeran?
No, I chose
Um,
I chose Aklo.
There you go. Adjutant, the plaque reads as follows. This is the place where the goddess Hylax welcomed the Sheerans into her fold. Her tears of joy have forever marked the ground. And it's quite obvious that the bowl is intended for offerings. You can tell that the bowl currently contains many offerings of metal beads, carved rocks, and wood, as well as decorated scraps of fabric. Tari, give me a mysticism check.
I think Alder's
There we
also
go.
trained him with
Once. That includes it this time. No, I did it the right way.
All right, good job. So that is. Yep, you got the -4. Let's see. So, let's see. You got a 28.
And Alder got a 30.
Which adjutant? Those offerings, you're quite sure, have only been exposed to the comet's atmosphere for a few months, maybe 6 at the most. And Tari and Alder, you both realize that that it would be odd that the priests have not collected the items, since offerings are usually gathered up on a regular basis. Either of you can give me a culture check to.
Yeah, maybe.
Alder, your culture check makes it. You find that it is. It's quite odd that the only offerings you see are in this bowl, and it's not even really full. You think if the place were not inhabited or maintained, the room itself might be filled with offerings if no one ever came to collect them over its many hundreds of years of existence. So clearly, the temple, while not inhabited, is maintained by someone or something. Adjutant, climbing the statue, you can make out the markings. Give me a athletics check to climb the statue. Some of the others may claim that that's a little.
Well, usually doesn't.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
You have some difficulty climbing the statue. It's not really designed for climbing. Some of the pieces are rather thin. The handholds are not exactly there, and it is kind of difficult to climb.
I'll just look at it from standing on the platform then.
And it's not quite high enough. You think you really need to get up towards the ceiling.
Fly.
Make a pyramid.
I could jump up in the air and let all the.
Isn't it low gravity? So we can just like
low gravity.
We should be able to just jump higher, right?
No, give me an athletics check for jumping.
How high is the thingy?
The ceiling is 25 feet.
I'm going to go ahead and jump so that Alder can do the check from
like
above.
a running.
I'll jump too.
Jump.
It's not going to help,
all right,
though.
Let's see here. So Stelly gives me a 17. High jumping.
You'll have to toss me.
Almost not smart, but he sure is strong.
Nobody tosses a Momo.
Part of the move action you can use to jump vertically.
Alder gets tossed all the time, though.
I'm not going to throw Alder.
Okay, so the DC is 4 times the number of feet you are attempting to jump vertically. So if you were attempting to jump 21 feet, gravity, the DC would be DC goes the number of feet you're attempting to jump horizontally or vertically. If you were attempting to jump 7 feet, because that would be 21 feet, so that would be pretty much high enough. You would need a DC 7.
No, it would be 28.
28 equal to the number of feet you're 4 times. So it would be a DC 28 to jump to the ceiling.
I rolled a 30.
So Momo shows all you up.
But I've got Alder with me.
Flies up there. And having had the markings pointed out by Adjutant, you can notice them, and you see that it is the Shirin word for underground.
Gotta blast a hole in the ground.
Give me a wisdom check, Stelly.
I think we just have to find more tunnels to
blasting a hole in the ground is definitely the way to go.
Oh yeah, this guy gets it.
You just don't have a weapon that you think is going to be strong enough to do such.
We need to go back and get that protozoa and like aim it at the temple.
Oh my god.
Anything? I mean, does it just says underground?
Though it
Yeah.
spells out the word underground.
Hey, while I'm jumping around up there, did I see anything else? Like any sort of doors or anything?
Nope, it's a simple temple. You've got the front doors with windows. There's no back door. You've got the statue and its dais. And that appears to be it.
In this bit once where they found a secret switch to make a secret door or something like that. Maybe if we fiddle with the statue, like its arms go up and then it opens and we go down a secret thing. That always happens.
Yeah, Alder's asking if we can push it. It's a good thought.
You
Maybe
attempt to
there's a
push the
staircase
statue.
Under it.
It doesn't. You attempt to sunder the statue. Did
I don't
hear
think
that
we need to
correctly?
break it.
No.
That's not going to get us anywhere.
All right. There, the statue appears, like most of the temple, to be carved out of the stone of the comet. You do not see any cracks where it meets the floor. It seems to be built directly from the floor, and the rest of the temple carved out around it. It does not move when you push on it. They're searching around.
Hey, what's up with this crazy like sideways like square in the middle of the thing? Everything else is like
it's-
square.
It's the center of the map.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
that's where the compass rose is.
oh, damn.
I should have made a square on the top side so that it looked so that it
He's
looked
hiding something from us.
Yeah.
properly, so it was properly aesthetic.
I'm almost gonna step up to the front here and lift up the bowl and see if there's anything underneath it.
I think we're just wasting
the,
time here.
the-
We need to just go search.
the bowl itself does not come away from the statue. It is again carved into the base.
Bowl is carved into. Wow. Okay. Can I does it twist or anything?
No, there's no seam line. It seems to be much like the statue itself, carved from the stone of the comet. Directly where it
There's
is.
got to be something. There's got to be some way down below from up here, right? What happens in those fids?
Anyone with physical science that wants to examine the gemstones can do so.
Here. Want to aid me? I have plus 18. Oh, we both got 20.
Was one of those
I
an
guess
aid?
aid each other.
Was one of those an aid?
Yeah, I think we were saying.
Okay.
Yeah, there's eight.
All right.
Oh,
So since you guys made a 28, you determine that the stones could be cut and polished, which would increase their value from 5,000 credits to 7,000 credits.
nice.
Again,
But we will do the polishing later because we don't really have the time for that right now.
Again, the gemstones do not look to have been an offering. They seem to have been some kind of pattern laid out, perhaps by this candle rhyme creature that seems to have been living here for a while.
Well, he's not living here anymore. Been evicted.
Regarding the offerings to to Hylax, is anyone taking those? As a reminder, they were metal beads, carved rocks and wood, and decorated scraps of tapestry.
Yeah,
If they have
I
no
don't mess
value.
with God stuff.
And Alder says, "Leave it alone."
Yeah, if it has no value, then Adjutant doesn't care.
Has no value. Okay. It does not have any monetary value, though there
Okay.
may be some spiritual value
Yeah.
and certainly cultural value. So I wouldn't say
didn't
they're
say- yeah.
valueless.
There's got to be some check we can do to search for
Momo,
like.
you do everything you can think of.
I know, but Momo's only got
there-
intelligence.
There is no entrance to be found within this temple.
So we should scan it.
Underground.
We should scan it inside the ship and the area to see if there's like anything underground like things.
The temple is fairly secure, single entrance, sealed off, so you could make it more habitable. Of course, your ship is nearby, so you can stay in your ship. But you think that the only way you're going to find the hidden entrance, as was described in the Eternal Melodies data, is by scouring the surface, the 12.5 square miles of surface area of the comet.
It's not that bad.
To do this, you will have to make survival checks.
Ooh.
Each attempt at a survival check takes an hour.
Shit.
And let's see. You can obviously rest at any point you want during your search. You can even rest overnight in your ship or within the temple if you feel you need to.
Let's just start searching.
But
We haven't
the
really
more you
started
search,
the day
the
yet.
better chance you're going to find it.
Is anybody especially good at survival?
Erebus
Hey.
probably.
Ari was until she got cursed.
I can assist somebody because I just got a plus 12 and that's it.
Well, I'll assist you. I have a +5 survival.
I have plus 12 now.
I don't think Acid even has it. No, I have +1.
Okay. Somebody assist me.
Hold on.
What's this thing?
Let's see.
Attempting to aid. I fail to aid.
I'll attempt to 8. I think I automatically succeed,
I'm
right?
checking to make sure it doesn't. There are a lot of stuff in here where it says only one player may aid. I just
Oh.
want to. Yep. In this case, only one other player may aid.
Then I would like to aid.
Well, Momo already tried.
I already tried to aid.
I don't need to roll though, I don't think.
Well,
Well, you should have.
unfortunately, Momo got in the way.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
you
I
suck.
He jumped in.
really scuffed up what you were looking at. Try again. That takes an
Check out
hour.
these markings on the wall as he scuffs all the footprints.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you guys, you begin searching around for this secret entrance. And Momo is better than Alder at this too. Let's see. So I need to make a roll. I rolled a 2. Don't you worry what that's about. As you're searching, you come across a jagged mountain stretching high above a field of untouched snow and ice. The thin air here is very still.
Ominous.
You can make a
Take a look
perception
around.
check or a survival check to observe this area. Each player can make their own check.
That's kind of low for me.
Adjutant 21, Stelly 13, Momo 21,
Perception or what?
or survival.
Perception or survival, whichever.
Okay. Like my perception higher. So that one.
Is that with the -4?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty good with a -4. It's a shame you've got the -4.
Maybe a 32 otherwise.
Yeah.
Got to get Tari leveled up so she can get that spell.
Yeah. What level? We are level. What level are we, sure?
We're level 7.
Should be
That's what I
7.
thought. Maybe,
When does
maybe
that spell
sure.
go away?
Never.
Which spell?
Permanent.
Bestow Curse?
Mm.
It's
Not
permanent
permanent.
until you do something to remove it. It's the suck.
Can we just get a priest to do it? Hopefully we find a priest.
Hopefully you find
Yeah,
someone that
hopefully.
can do it soon.
That or make level 8 so that Tart can take remove affliction.
Yeah. You think you might find people before you level up. Yeah, a spell gem is like a scroll. It's used up once it's cast.
We make one?
Well, you got to have the spell in order to make it. You got to have the spell in order to cast it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although, Alder, you can make a perception or survival check examining the scenery before you. All right.
Any of us pass?
But you don't know that. Let me see here.
We got bad guys chasing us. We need to find this place.
That's right. Let me do a quick check. Ooh, numero dos. Ooh, that's Stelly in the lineup there. So as the group of you begin making your way across this stretch of untouched snow and ice, Stelly, you get about 15 feet, maybe 20 feet from where you guys started, and the snow begins dragging you into it. Give me an athletics check.
Nice.
All right.
That's
You
pretty good.
manage to swim your way to keep yourself up on the surface. Everyone roll an initiative so that we can see what happens. There's no real map for this.
Okay. I clicked it. There we go.
All right. And Stelly, you're first. So you are.
I think I'm first.
Yeah, Momo should be first.
Oh,
You
why
didn't,
did it
you
not?
didn't sort it.
It didn't do it.
It didn't sort.
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to sort descending. And Momo. Momo, you see Stelly's 15 feet ahead of you, and you just see him sink into the snow, just whoosh, and you see him start. It looks like he's clambering to lift his unit above to the surface of this snow. It begins churning, and it's very liquid-like.
I'm gonna run up and try to help pull him out.
All right. As you get 5 feet from him, you sink into the snow. Give me an athletics check.
I do best. Oh,
All
and
right.
I rolled a natural 4.
Yeah,
Good.
you manage as you are surprised as your footing gives way. You manage to keep your head and for that matter, Alder, above the level of the snow for this round. Your turn's over.
Oh, sorry.
Stelly, you can swim. If you swim well enough,
I have a swim
5
speed.
feet. Does your body have a swim speed, or do you have a swim speed?
I have a swim speed.
Does that count for your natural?
I have no idea.
That's got to be for your form because you're in the suit.
It says I have a swim speed equal to my movement speed.
Let's see. It's not strictly swimming. This is a
I think having a
hazard.
swim speed would just give you a bonus in this case.
Well, it doesn't say that in the hazard. So this hazard is called a sink snow. You know, think quicksand. You don't really swim through quicksand so much. But you kind of you can attempt to move towards the edge where it was last stable.
Okay, how do I do that?
You can make an athletics check. You can make an athletics check to keep yourself up and remain in place, which is basically easier, or you can use the same, or you can attempt to move 5 feet, which is a higher check. You have to tell me which
I
check
want to
you're using.
move.
Okay, roll an athletics check. You succeed. You move 5 feet. I assume you move 5 feet back towards where
Safety.
you felt the safe ground was. And then it becomes Alder's turn. Alder, you are on Momo. You are just above the surface, but you don't need to make checks unless you get off Momo.
Here, in the athletics section, it says, if you have a swim speed, you receive +8 bonus to all athletics checks to swim, and don't need to do a check to attempt swim checks except in hazardous circumstances.
This is a
So I
hazardous
guess that's
circumstance.
GM ruling.
Since it's a
GM ruling
hazard,
whether he gets the +8 or not.
I would say it's a hazardous circumstance. Let's see.
It says you don't need to attempt the check at all if you have a swim speed, but you get a +8 to all athletic checks to swim anyway. But that's GM ruling at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's not technically water.
It'd be nice to have a +8.
Let me read through, because this is a hazard as opposed to just a pool of water that is experiencing environmental conditions.
Gotcha.
See, he's also not being allowed to move half his land speed because he's not in water. It also has penalties for failing the check by 5, failing the check by, if you fail the check by 5, something else happens instead of 4. Or no, I guess 4 or less. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I will allow you to take the +8, Stelly. I mean, you haven't needed it, but you haven't rolled crappy either. So you've rolled 18 for both of them so far. Tari, what do you want to do? Stelly and Momo are in this snow patch, this sink snow about 10 feet out from where you're standing.
Any rope?
Oh, I'm muted. Oopsies.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened.
Sorry. I went to the bathroom and then I came back and I forgot to move myself. So. I'm not sure what I can do though.
Do you have a big stick?
Have you played Cyberpunk? Obviously.
What? I'm not sure I understand that correlation.
Cyberpunk 2077, you can choose genitalia size.
Yeah, but Harvey's not a guy.
Yeah.
Sure. But that's the joke, big stick.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, if you don't have any way to reach them, you may not want to run out there to try and help them. You
No,
noticed
I
when
don't.
Momo ran out there.
Yeah, I think
you
a
didn't
bad
help.
idea.
Yep.
I think a bad idea. I'm gonna go for. I don't know what to do.
You can delay.
I'll delay. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah,
You can stand there and look concerned.
yeah, I'm gonna do that too. And
All
delay.
right, click done, and let's see if Adjutant has something they want to do.
Okay.
I
Is Momo's carrying the cable, isn't he?
I think I am. Yeah.
I will use a booster on each of them because they're allies. Don't have to roll to hit them. So -4 for 2 shots.
Sure, it
Shouldn't
doesn't matter. You
fly.
can use a full action to do one on each of
And
them.
I'll give them each +2 enhancement bonus to skill checks.
Sounds nice.
So just pop, and they're both boosted.
So Stelly, you have +10. Momo, you have +2 or +2 to whatever your bonus normally is.
Right.
And Stelly +10 to your normal bonus. And then I believe we're back around to Momo, unless Tari wants to do anything else.
No.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and roll athletics. Although I will say, with my with 2 of my arms, I am holding my dashko out like a big stick.
trying to reach the edge, trying to reach Tari.
Yep.
All right, give me your acrobatics check or your athletics.
Yeah, so
Very
it's
good.
25. I forgot to add the +2, so it's a 25.
I assume you're trying to move closer, right?
Yes, I'm trying to get move back. I guess the way we came back to
So
solid.
you manage to get 5 feet back the way you came. There's only 5 feet separating you from the safe ground where Tari and Adjutant are standing. Stelly, can't imagine any reason you wouldn't try to.
I'm in a
Keep
GTFO,
Yeah.
Yep.
Wah, wah, wah.
so +10.
+10 to that is a 23. So you succeed, and you manage to get 5 feet closer. You and Momo are neck and neck. See who wins. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I mean, we can just try to finish swimming out of this. We've got pretty big bonus.
Right.
I currently have a +16.
Nice. Stelly's rocking a +20.
Yeah, exactly. So we're pretty good. Should we just go ahead with the athletics checks unless somebody wants to?
Yeah, both give me another athletics checks each.
All right.
To continue moving.
Each try. Okay,
Momo, you're out.
that's a 34 actually.
And Stelly, you both reach the edge, and Tari and Adjutant help draw you out onto the safer snow. You kind of all, thump down into the snow and breathe for a moment. Looking around, you realize that something was off when you got here, and now you know what it was. And so you're able to pick your way carefully around the edges of this sink snow patch, and continue your explorations upon the other side of it.
So no survival checks.
Now you have to decide who is going to make the survival check for the next hour.
And how long? Igvers, how long do adjutants biohack skill boosts last?
I think it's like a minute, right?
Okay.
4 rounds
Okay. So
for
seconds.
allies, and then they're a bit longer for enemies.
Gotcha.
Actually,
Just
that
checking
might
to
not
see if it was
be-
something that could give a bonus.
Minutes
Yeah,
at best.
it's not long.
Yeah.
So-
Just checking. I've never read the bio.
Sure.
So probably Stelly and Tari, one of them aiding the other. I'm guessing you guys have the biggest
Yeah.
bonus in survival.
Yeah, 6 rounds actually.
So I rolled.
Athletics.
Oh shit, wrong button. Survival. Hey, okay. So somebody
All
aid
right.
me.
No aid. I don't know if I need to roll, but
Hey!
Hey, that's a really nice aid. I'm glad you beat 10.
yeah, I know. I don't think I need to roll even just plus 12.
So
I know.
so you aided him to get 10 less than your results.
Oh well.
Woo! That's what happened with dice. Running the same damn bonus.
I think this is one of those things that we're supposed to fail a few times because
Yes.
I think he said it was going to get easier the longer we
Yeah.
search.
Yeah. It's how many random encounters do you actually incur? Is basically what it comes down to.
Ooh.
You should still be able to see your tokens.
Yep.
As you continue your explorations of the surface of the comet, you find a deep cave extending into the side of a large craggy hill, surrounded by large boulders. The cave's
Ooh, maybe
entrance
the entrance is in there.
The cave's entrance is clear of snow and ice, allowing for easy access to the dark passage beyond.
Any sign of tracks in the snow?
Give me a perception check.
Not survival for looking for tracks.
If you think your survival is better than your perception, you can give
Yeah.
me a survival check.
My survival is +5. My perception is +0.
Ooh. Hold on.
All right, 23. Give me one moment. Telly survival's 21. All right. You don't see any tracks in the cleared snow and ice at the entrance. It seems to be. It seems that the entrance itself, due to natural phenomena, has allowed this area to remain clear. You know, the way the solar winds blow across it when it's near gravitational bodies. I don't know. I'm making
Whatever.
shit up.
It's all good. Well, let's go check it out.
We all want to take 5 real quick.
Sure.
All right, let's take 5. Be back. Well, we'll take 8. Be back at 10 till.
Okay.
Stay with us, viewers.
Yes, all of you.
Well, none of us.
Yeah, I know.
All one of them.
I've put it on a bunch of spots, but oh well. Go grab a bite.
Um, so yeah, you've got this cave in front of you. It could hold a secret entrance.
Also hold a freaking Yeti.
It could hold a Yeti, a space Yeti, because it is open to the thin atmosphere and low gravity of the comet.
Mm.
I think we should send Momo first.
Send in
The Holy Hand
send
Grenade of
in-
Antioch.
Send in the Skittermander. I mean,
Well,
he
just
will.
starts walking.
He won't even think twice about going for you either.
Not a chance. Yep. I'll step in.
All right, Momo, Alder, where's you guys' light source at right now? Take a look. See what you guys see. Oh, you pretty much see everything because I think your light source is it's dim light though, because it is dark here. So check where. Yep, 50 feet pretty much covers it. So no one else move. Everyone roll initiative. We've got some combat.
Yeah.
Potentially combat.
Ah, there's a garbage initiative roll. Back to normal.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4 initiatives. I'm
Sorry, I lost
missing-
voice there.
No problem.
It edged in.
All right. And I will start combat. Oh, Alder, you're first. Why I said this is because as you're looking around the cave, you see this creature cowering in the back. It looks at you and it opens its maw and you kind of recognize what it's saying. It's in a language you've not used in quite some time. Aklo, to be precise.
Oh shit! I picked up Aklo.
Yeah, you can't quite hear it due to the nature of the cave, but Alder hears it, and the thing is, it's basically screaming at you, "Go away! Leave me alone!"
Okay.
But it's also raising its claws to defend itself. Momo, you see this thing as well, though I don't think you speak Aklo, so you don't really realize it's talking. It
Almost
just
speaks
seems
two
to be,
languages, common and best.
yeah, common and bad common. It seems to be growling at you.
Yep.
Give me a diplomacy check. Oh, that's not as good as it could be. Check this things.
Not terrible.
I'll have to fix that. All right. The thing growls at you. It growls back. Want to rest? Go away. Not hurt. Need rest. You notice it has large wings. Give me a. What is this creature? Give me a mysticism check. Man, you're not doing so good with those mysticism checks to identify things. It's definitely some kind of magical beast. It has large wings. You don't see a nest per se. It doesn't look like it's been here very long. Um, so perhaps it can fly through vacuum. It's a safe bet.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Adjutant, are you gonna move further? Move in?
I could like to see what it is. If I can. Oh, yep, I can see that. I think I can make a check for it though if it needs mysticisms.
If it's mysticism, yep. If you're trained in mysticism, you can make a check.
Cannot. That is a thing. And I guess I'll just ready an attack if it becomes hostile.
Stella, you can see the thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with it.
Okay. Did we skip Tari? No, Momo comes before Tari. Momo, Alder is on your head making weird noises at the thing. He seems to be communicating.
I'll just say, Captain, should we step out of here then?
He said that
I mean, if
it doesn't
it's
seem
cold,
hostile.
he's got a right to be upset about, you know. Gotcha. Sorry about that. Just taking a look. You should put aside next time. Say, do not disturb. Maybe. Sorry.
Occupied?
Sure. Yeah, we'll just step out of the cave. Come on, Adjutant. He's just tired.
Tari, go ahead and give me a mysticism check. See if you know what this thing is.
All right. We'll try
I mean,
that.
if you want to just move down vertically
Yeah.
down, you'll be able to see the creature with your dark vision.
All right. Quickly down. Oh. Oh dear.
You've all seen it now. This is what it looks like.
Mysticism. Minus goddamn 4. 45.
25. Yeah, so this is a Shantek, a large magical beast that can fly through space. They tend to lay over at comets and asteroids, things large enough to provide a shelter for them. They're not prone to good behavior, but they're not known to be kind. They have a defensive ability called Slippery, which makes them very difficult to contain. And they're immune to cold and disease. And if you're all going to leave, we'll just end combat.
Do they have loot?
Do you ask?
I mean, I'm
They-
just
they
saying.
They don't normally collect treasure.
Are they valuable dead?
We're not gonna just murder this guy just
It's
because he's not friendly and wants
It's
to be left
not
alone.
murder if we're not in the Pact Worlds.
It is an intelligent creature.
Yeah, Momo would argue against this. I'm chaotic
It isn't-
good.
I mean, it's speaking.
Are
It's
they
an intelligent.
Adjutant's neutral, so
Are
It's
they
intelligent
tasty?
enough
Very
to
prone
do
to
it.
good or evil.
Would Baby
There we
Yoda
go.
eat it?
Oh no, it's way too big for Baby Yoda. to
But would
eat.
it eat its eggs?
You don't know if it reproduces
Probably.
through eggs.
Okay, let's pop out of here then.
All right, you pop out of there before it has a chance to
Sure, if
attack.
it could, it would.
And yeah, no one really got in there to it, so it definitely didn't want to. It wanted to be left alone. You think if you flew billions of miles through space and just wanted to take a few days off on a comet, you'd want to be left alone too.
There you go.
So there's that. And 2 hours down, you're back at checking out the comet's surface. You've got another hour of checks that you could do.
Right. See, maybe Tari should do the roll and Stelly should assist this time.
Maybe no one should listen to Momo.
Hey.
Fair.
Yeah, but all I did, I didn't want to play.
I just think it'll be funny if Tari rolls squat and Stelly rolls awesome this time.
That's
That would be
That's
pretty funny.
likely to happen. Yeah.
Very pretty funny.
Stelly, was that to aid?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job.
Damn it.
Go with you. I agree with him. Why would we listen to him?
I didn't make it happen. It just happened. All right.
That's not what I
going
said.
to move you all about. I'm going to shake it all about. Why am I? There we go. Now I can grab your tokens. Put you guys back in the place, in the spot, and drag you down to the next map area where you will come in to this area. Nestled into a small rocky indentation lies a large insectile corpse with huge mandibles and 3 pairs of arms, 2 larger than all the rest, its heavy robes frozen over with ice. As you move closer and examine it, if you do,
Yeah, sure.
Ooh, I didn't interested.
Of course.
Yeah, I'll go with you, Adjutant. Captain, keep your eyes peeled. Maybe we could see. Maybe it's got a map of the comet on it.
Can't see anything from back here. Gotta get closer.
the creature appears to be a trox, a large insectile worshiper, perhaps of Hylax.
Not the
You
swarm.
That the chest of the creature is a horrific mess, riddled with endless holes and caked with frozen blood. The armor beneath the robes is shredded, completely wrecked beyond any usefulness.
No loot.
Okay, we'll take Momo will take a step forward and just kind of poke at it with his dashko.
It seems frozen. You could give me a culture or life science check.
I'm not proficient in either. But
Ooh, I will
yeah,
give you
maybe.
those.
There we go.
Alder's with you, right?
39.
He's proficient. Alder, as you look at this body, it is in fact a Trox, or was, and the body does contain a symbol of Hylax, a holy symbol of Hylax, the symbol of Hylax on the shredded robes. See, life science check. Adjutant, you believe that quite correctly that something living, possibly many somethings, burst forth from this Trox's chest some short time ago. And you're fairly certain that they are comet wasps.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
You know, they look
Okay,
like
what do I know
that.
about comet wasp? What do I know about these?
and everyone freeze where you are, and you hear as you figure this out, you hear a buzzing noise coming from somewhere not too distant. Everyone, roll initiative.
Yay!
Well,
We get to be infected with things that will plant its eggs in our bodies.
oh no.
I don't like that.
We're just gonna need some high fortitude checks, probably. We'll be fine.
Got to fight off the invading infection.
Sorry, I had to go get my poncho
problem.
liner.
So, Adjutant figured out that this body was probably destroyed by comet wasps.
Hmm.
2, 3, 4. I am missing Alder's initiative. There we go. All right, Tari. Like I said, you hear some buzzing, but it's a little bit distant.
Ooh. I will
Which
wait a
direction?
second. Which direction? Yeah, that's a good question. Where it's coming from, it seems to me.
Give me a perception check. Poncho liner. Jesus, Mike.
Well, I'm a little bitch when I get into cold, dude.
Yeah. All right, Tari. The buzzing seems to be coming from this direction over here. Over towards
Sorry, I
Stelly.
didn't see.
I was on the wrong layer. It seems to be coming from Stelly's direction.
Okay.
I will go right here and be ready again. Actually, I'll just delay. Hold on, that's a better idea.
All right, you delay. As you delay, Stelly, the buzzing gets incredibly close.
Oh,
and
shit.
This swarm of wasps approaches you.
Do swarms have reach?
Swarms don't have reach, but it encompasses you. And
That's some bullshit. I couldn't even see it
if I
coming.
remember correctly, swarms do their damage at the beginning of your turn, as opposed to the end of their turn. I think that's the way that works. I don't know if I wrote that down. I don't think I wrote that down. But I know where to check.
Space Google.
Space Google.
Oh boy.
Rules. There's where I wanted. Come back.
Excellent use of self-image.
That's not really what I wanted. Alien, Universal monster rules. Scroll
I
like
think
a
I'd use
mother.
against swarms.
Swarm attack. Automatically deals listed damage at the end of its turn with no attack roll needed. Swarm attacks are not subject to mischance. So just at the end of its turn, not at the beginning of your turn. So Stelly, here we go. It swarms you for 12. Cold and piercing. So if you have any resistance to cold or piercing, you can reduce it by that much. Alder, you note the
Expecting a
swarm.
fortitude save.
Oh yeah, you got this poison too. So give me a fortitude save to see what happens.
Sorry.
I'm poisons, huh?
Mm-hmm. Got the poisons. Some numbing toxin.
Okay, I get a +4.
Okay. Yep, it's the poison. From contact and injury, yep. 18 plus 4 is 22, which is sufficient. You feel a sluggishness coming over you, but fight it off. Alder wants to get him and ready to vomit lightning. Roger that.
How close does Alder need to be to vomit? I would know, but I've forgotten.
Alder's going to let you know. And in the meanwhile, Adjutant can go.
Can I make some sort of check on these guys? See what I know about them.
Sure. You know they are comet wasps. So go ahead and give me your life science check for identifying them.
Ooh.
And that's a good check. You know that
Like to
they
know
are. You get to know some
about
stuff.
this
Let's see. The
poison they
DC
have.
would have been. You get 2 questions. So you want to know the poison, the details about the poison?
Yeah.
All right. So you know it is a injury poison. It's been typically called numbing toxin. It affects you on the dexterity track. The progression is healthy, sluggish, stiffened, staggered, has no end state, so you won't die from it. You just won't be able to do anything. Frequency is once
While they
per
sting you
round.
to death.
What's that? Well, they could sting you to death because you couldn't move away. Once per round for 4 rounds. Cure is 1 save.
That's not too bad.
And something
Fortunately,
else?
I can't do much against them. Not sure what else to ask. Something else interesting. Something random. I guess.
The only other random thing is since they are a space traveling race, you know they have void adaptation. And they are also immune to cold because space is very cold. In addition to the typical swarm immunities. And you get your actions.
What was the progression track of the poison?
Healthy, sluggish, stiffened, staggered, with no end
Ooh,
state.
I
I have to
have.
look
Oh,
up
I can use a
exactly.
booster on allies.
Yeah.
So I'll hit. Uh, yes, Deli and Tari each with a booster. My neurochemistry booster, so it allows you to ignore the effects of confused and staggered conditions
Oh.
for its duration.
Oh.
Probably won't get to that state, but it's.
Yeah.
Still a nice thing to have in case.
Yep. And that will be my turn.
Alrighty. Who's
So
next?
Tari and Steli have that.
Thanks, there, stud.
I'm gonna move up to here, which gets which will put which will put Alder in range to do his lightning breath. So if you want to do that, Scrove, and then I'm gonna take a fire. Oh man. Well, the attack doesn't matter, right?
For his breath? No.
Yeah.
They just have to be in the area. And that 15-foot cone will hit them without hitting Stelly. So they get a reflex save. And because they are swarms, I believe they're going to take extra damage too. But we do the reflex save first. And they save. So we're down to 7 damage. Take a look at this real quick. I just want to verify that they're going to take extra damage from that. Half again as much damage from effects that affect all targets in an area. So they are going to take 10 points of damage because that's 50% more than the half damage. 10%, yeah, 50% more other than half the damage. All right, so they take 10 points of damage. And what is Momo going to do? You moved.
Yeah, I moved, and I'm going to use my Thunderstrike Screamer, which I can angle so that it won't hit Stelly. It's a 30-foot cone.
30-foot cone? Yeah, you can just bring it straight down and off to
Exactly.
the side of the map.
So that is an 18.
So considerate of you.
18 Sonic. Well, it's get-emmed, so that's 20.
Yep.
Which is enough to hit because it's energy. So that does 24 points of damage.
Nice.
A few of the wasps drift slowly to the ground because it's not normal gravity.
Done. Nope.
All right, I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Getting the hell out of there. All right. You got the hell out of there.
And then I'm gonna shoot it.
What are you shooting it with?
I don't know, a burning laser rifle.
All right. So
It's not going to be very effective, but it's better than nothing.
It's going to be. It's going to be ineffective because it targets a single creature.
Yep.
They are immune to this.
Well, fine.
And as you find that out.
It's not really
They're immune to attacks that target single creature too, or to spells or whatever.
What's that? No, it's a swarm is immune to attacks and effects that target a single creature.
Oh wow, they're horrible in this.
With the exception of mind-affecting effects, if the swarm has an intelligence score and ability similar to Formian Hive Mind. They take normal damage from an attack or effect that affect multiple targets, like lines and fully automatic modes of attack. For the purpose of automatic fire, the swarm counts as 5 targets. And that's swarm defenses.
But that's only for automatic fire, not for blast, right? For blast, it's just a single roll?
Yeah, blast is a single roll, but it doesn't target a single creature.
Yeah.
It targets all creatures in the area, right?
Yes, but normally if there were 5 creatures, the blast still is a separate attack roll for each one.
Right, but there's only one creature.
Exactly.
But it damages. A swarm takes half again as much damage from effects that attack all targets in an area, such as grenades, blast, and explode weapons.
There we go. Exactly.
And many evocation spells.
Yeah. So if anybody else has grenades, I can also throw grenades, but I figured the Thunderstrike Screamer might be better for this.
What do we know if it has an intelligence score?
You know that they are adjutant. You know that they are a vermin, and as such, do not have an intelligence score and are mindless.
Fair enough. What can I do against this? Is the question.
You know what? Swarms are the perfect creature to throw after your Solarian-like characters.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing they can do about them for the most part.
Oh,
yeah.
Then
except explode every 3 rounds.
Well, we didn't want to do this anyway.
Unless you have the Corona ability, then you just kind of glow and deal fire damage to everything around.
Well, we didn't feel like killing it anyway.
Can we just run away from it? Maybe it can keep up to us. I don't know.
That's kind of guys. All right. Tori, do you have anything that does area blast?
No.
Try to take cover.
At this point, the best thing is to stay away from it.
I'm gonna stay away from it. take cover if I can.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Are you going to move away from your party?
Not too far away now.
Okay.
I'll
Why
look at
don't we
them.
say you ready to move if it comes towards you?
Okay, that works.
All right. And if you can hit done, I will move it at Momo.
You stay out of the fire, lady. Jeez.
All right, Momo and Alder.
We got this.
It swarms you for 5 points of damage. Sorry, Stilly. I rolled 3 ones. And I need fortitude saves from each of you against this mind-numbing poison. Or this, excuse me, numbing toxin. Alder's fine. And Momo is not fine.
Oh no.
Momo is sluggish.
What is this?
Sluggish means. Let me look at these. Let's see. Search.
Never have this ready. It's every time I want to look at conditions.
Well, it's not a condition. It falls under afflictions.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Afflictions, drugs, diseases, poisons. It doesn't give me just the flat information I want. Ooh. I have to spell affliction correctly, or it's probably not going to give it to me. All right, affliction track. Yeah, poisons on the dexterity poison track. Sluggish, -2 to dexterity-based ability checks, attack rolls, and skill checks. The DCs of spells and abilities decrease by 2 and become flat-footed. So you are flat-footed and take a -2 to reflex-type stuff like shooting a weapon.
No problem. No problem. Right.
I don't know if I have a... Let's see. So it's Alder's turn. He succeeded, so he's not problematic.
I'm gonna still do the same thing I was gonna do.
The only issue Alder's gonna have to deal with is distraction. Since he's inside.
Makes sense. You could ready to cast after I step out.
You can make a fortitude save to not be nauseated. You are nauseated because of the damage you took. Stelly should have been nauseated as well, but it only lasts for 1 round, so I'm not going to penalize him. He didn't do anything last round anyway.
We gotta make a fortitude save. We both.
So even if you save, you get nauseated.
Yeah, if you take damage, so you're taking damage.
I thought the save was with the nauseated though.
Nauseated is like everything. You can't.
Nauseated is crap. You're unable to attack, cast spells, or concentrate on spells, and you can only take a single move action per turn.
Are you sure it's not nauseated? The save prevents nauseated or whatever.
No.
That's how distraction works.
Okay. Distraction. The creature can nauseate targets that it damages.
Yeah.
A living creature that takes damage from a creature with the distraction ability is nauseated for 1 round. The target can negate the effect with a successful fortitude save at the listed DC.
Okay, so it can negate the nauseated with a DC, yeah.
Right. So I'll have you do that at the beginning of your turn. So you can make a DC to fight off the nausea. You make a fortitude save to fight off the nausea. The other fortitude save was against the toxin.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Alder needs a fortitude save.
And then he can have a full normal turn if he succeeds. He gets +2 against poison. Unfortunately, you don't succeed. You are nauseated.
Oh.
Does that mean the get him doesn't go off then?
Yes.
But he can get back and he can get in the pet carrier and like close the top, just vomit in there.
He can take a single move action per turn. So if he wants to climb into the carrier, you can definitely climb into the carrier, Alder.
Wish you had some grenades.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
They're all on Momo.
Yep.
All right. So you climb into the pet carrier and begin, which gives you total concealment and everything else. I got grenades as well. All right, Adjutant.
Bomb's letters under.
I will give Momo and Alder the same boosters that I gave the other two.
Okay, you can't hit Alder. He's inside of a pet carrier.
Oh, then I'll hit Momo, and then I will back away. Just trying to get myself.
right.
That take off my sluggish?
No, it doesn't do that. It gets rid of confused and staggered specifically.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, at least that helps if I go down the track. All right.
You can't do
Then
anything to buff his saves.
Oh, hold on once.
I think buffing his saves would be better
Oh.
than.
I'm just gonna check if I have my breakthrough. Do I get? No, at 11th level, I'll get that breakthrough.
good. I'm usually better at fortitude saves. I rolled poorly.
Yeah, you had a bad roll.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh wait, this was a standard action created. Deliver a medicinal formula to a living creature that suspends the effects of damage to their mind and body. That only ignores the effects of ability score damage and drain.
Yeah.
That's not what he's suffering from. So
Oh, good. I'll take the prevention of staggered in case I roll bad again and advance down the track.
yeah, in case you roll bad. A
Yeah,
couple more
the
times.
secondary field of study by neurochemistry gives a +4 enhancement bonus to saving throws against mind affecting effects.
That'll be
But I
nice.
don't get that till 11th level. So.
Book 5. Book 6, really.
So
All right.
I gotta make a. Oh, you're gonna hit
That
that.
is my turn.
All right.
All right,
So I have to make a fortitude save to
There.
avoid being nauseated, right?
Yes.
Right. Bad.
You fail. You're nauseated. You may
nauseated.
move.
All right. I'm gonna go. Let's see. How much is my movement affected by this current condition?
You can make one movement action.
But it's a full move, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then I guess I'll move to.
You make one movement action or one movement.
Yeah. I guess I can get to here.
Well, you can take a single move action per turn. So you can use that to move your distance.
Yep. That's what I've done. And do I save against the poison now?
Yes, at the end of your turn, you save against the poison.
All right.
That's
26.
the one to have. One save, one cure brings you from sluggish to healthy.
All right.
I don't think that's gonna. So you're no longer sluggish. You are now healthy.
Good.
I've always.
I could have made a full attack. I'd have hit him with grenades.
So if you do so, once healthy is reached, you are cured.
Cool.
Okay, so you're cured. You're not poisoned anymore. You fought off the poison. All right, Stelly, what can you do?
I'm going to do nothing, but I'm gonna like run away if it comes near me.
You're not nauseated anymore. Tari.
Same as before.
All right. Unfortunately, this thing's mindless, Momo.
Can I add as a? I just want to add as a just a free action that I say to adjutant as well. Hey, you run. If I can get it to get down in here, and you guys can get ahead, I'll catch you up. I can move real fast once a day.
And this creature basically mindlessly moves after you, Momo.
Good.
Because you're the only one that has damaged it.
And not Stelly. Alder is in the pet carrier.
Yeah. So he will. I need to find the rules on the pet carrier again.
I think as
I
long
don't
as
think he will be
if he's
affected.
in it completely, I think he's not affected, but I don't have it in front of me.
That would be under armor. Armor. What is it? Armor. No, it's. Where is it? It's upgrades, right? Yeah. Armor
Yep.
upgrades. Pet carrier. Oh, right here at the top.
He's total cover, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
let's see.
inside
When
the pet carrier, creature benefits from total cover and your armor's environmental protections, but it can't take any physical actions other than to leave an open carrier.
Yep. So you are in the pet carrier. You are protected from the swarm.
It's no problem.
But Momo is not. So
Good.
Momo, give me
All right.
your. You take 8 points of damage.
Not worried about that. I got a
And-
26 on my fort save.
Fortitude against the toxin.
All good. Don't worry about it.
You got this.
Yep.
Maybe.
Momo's built for fighting swarms.
Oh, there's your fort save 26. I missed it.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
yeah. I rolled it.
You're
before
good
you did.
against the toxin this time.
Yep.
And Alder, what do you want to do? You can open the door and toss something out or something.
You can also delay until after my turn.
Yeah, and then do something after Momo's out of the swarm. Or ready in action? No, because you have to come out to do anything.
Yeah.
No,
and then,
you're
yeah,
not
then you-
nauseated because it's been one round and you have not been affected by the swarm again because you were inside the carrier. But you are inside the carrier, which means you can't really affect anything outside the carrier.
But he can open the carrier as a move action.
Yep. So he could delay and then do something after you move out of the swarm.
But he's going to want to wait until we're out of the swarm to do that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I got to come up with stats for a singular wasp that's going to come in and mess with
Yep.
him.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So just click done. Adjutant. Run away.
You did pick up how fast these things can move, by the way.
They're quick, but they're not super quick.
Give myself that booster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Roll against distraction, Momo.
Oh yeah, for the
Against
nausea.
nausea.
All right. Come on, decent roll. Ah, damn it.
No, you're nauseated. You can make a move action.
Can I use my hyper to take a second move?
This one is empty and also just leave.
You're unable to attack, cast spells, or concentrate on spells. You can only take a single move action per turn. It's a reaction. It's a free action to use, right?
Yep.
Yeah, use it. You can double move.
And I will do that so that I can move 50 feet. I can get all the way to really actually beyond them.
Okay.
That's 45 feet.
Okay, so you're 5 feet further along. Gotcha. Yeah. Momo's piecing out, Alder.
Well, I'm just getting out of range of there because I'm nauseated.
Right.
Momo retches. You just hear retching noises from Momo.
And Alder, do you want to come out of delay?
Okay.
All right. So if Momo is done, he can click the done button, and then
sorry.
Alder can get his turn.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good. Go ahead and click done. Stelly. Sorry. Stelly, did you want to take a double move away? I can't hear you, man.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Did you want to go straight down with the group, or do you want to be over on that side? Spread
I
out.
figure we'll split up a little bit because we
Okay.
don't want to, like, be clumped up next to a swarm creature.
Sure. I
Great
don't know.
idea.
I don't disagree with you. Tari. They're all saying run.
Yeah, don't move or run away. Actually, run away. Yeah.
All right, you run away. So what's your movement? 30 feet?
40, I think.
40 feet? Okay, so you move 80 feet away. Okay. Click it done.
My sheet's not be weird and exploding. Clicking done.
All right, so
Because normally, if I mind speed mention, I have, yeah, okay. I finally got over that. No speed limit.
Bravely running away.
bravely running away, but I mean these things
Or you killing swarms.
swarms, but all they got to do is move on top of you. So
Um,
it takes a double move and reaches Adjutant, who can
no.
give me a Fortitude save against the numbing toxin and take 7 points of damage.
Well, I'm gonna die.
And I am going to move
Fortitude.
the group of you here.
Oh, I have plus
What is it
2 to
doing?
that.
What is
as
it
well.
doing? This dumb thing.
technically 5 more feet away.
There. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
All right. So that's, and Tari's like 80 feet away, and
Yeah,
Skelly's far away. I'm just going to move the two of you over there because you're not really a part of this situation.
Yeah, we
All
ain't
right,
participating.
Adjutant, you save against the numbing toxin. Now I need a save against the nausea.
That was what kind of save was that?
Fortitude.
Another fortitude.
Fortitude again.
And you save against the nausea. So you you are able to take a full round of actions.
Yeah, I'm almost just like
Okay, we'll
getting
just-
ready to shoot at this thing and run. Just like, just run, just run.
Double move.
All right, and your
This will go
movement
over here
speed
if you
is
30.
30. So you get 60 feet away from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Momo's just gonna real quick ask Alder, shall I shoot and run or just run? And 4, boss. So I'm gonna shoot and run with my supercharged Thunderstrike Screamer, which is a 30-foot cone. So that is 22 to hit, 10 points of damage plus. How much is it?
Another 2d6.
2d6?
Oh,
come on.
painful.
Minimum
Painful.
damage.
The thing takes 18 points of damage.
Oh boy! And then I will run 25 feet towards them. Do we want to move? Yeah, I can move. To put me.
You were 5 feet less than it, so now you're 30 feet.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So you would be there from it. And Adjutant
So
moved.
I think I would be. No, because that's only 20 feet from the edge
You
of it.
would
I
have
would.
been here.
I would have been. Hold on. I would have been. I would have been here. So I would have been here, and then I can move 25 feet. So there. Yeah.
All right. That was
Head
Momo's
so
turn.
we're out of the thing. There we go. Okay, done.
Alder's turn. You got a grenade, Alder?
Yeah, you could move action, pop open the thing, and
Well, he's already got it open, so all he's got to do is
it's already open.
climb
already
out,
open.
throw it.
So we have multiple grenades. You could throw them both.
At a -4.
25 feet.
You don't. I mean, let's see. What is your distance here? Most of them have a range of 20 feet, right?
Oh, but it's tripled. It's tripled. We're in low gravity.
You're right. So range increment is huge.
Yep.
So you can definitely hit it with a grenade. Well, you can hit an intersection near it with a grenade at a DC of 5.
Yep.
Or AC 5, whatever.
What's it gonna be, boss?
There you go. What kind of grenade is that?
Oh, Frag Mark II.
Roll me some damage.
Yeah, I think that's 2d6 for a Frag Mark II.
Well, I think
Yep,
it's
2d6 Pearson.
so
Yeah, it's 2d6.
It takes 3 points.
Oh gosh. Do you have any more grenades? You could make a full.
He didn't
You
call
could
it.
throw two.
You could take a full round action to do a double attack with grenades and just throw 2 of them, but it's -4 on each, and you have to
Oh,
determine that before you actually roll attacks.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But maybe close the pet carrier up.
You do a minimum of 1 at least.
Well, you did 1. It did 5 points or 3 points of damage.
Yep.
I'm going to do a full round action run, so I'm going to move 4 times my movement speed.
Okay. Do I want you to give me an acrobatics check for moving on icy surfaces?
Goodness.
No, not really. You move away. Got it. Tari?
Keep going.
Moves away. All right. The swarm is going to move over Momo and Alder.
I can click button.
I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna give up on this plan and just sprint out of here. So.
Yeah, nearly.
And 8 points of damage, Momo, and I need a fortitude save against the mind-numbing
Save. 23.
Save against the toxin. Adjutant. You see Momo getting engulfed by the swarm again.
Waving. Momo looks ready to
Oh dear.
move to run out of here. Actually.
Pick something. Can do that. I want to turn around and shoot Momo with a different booster. That'll give him plus 10 movement speed, and then I will run away.
All right. Okay. You move 30 more feet away, and okay, Momo, give me a
little bit
fortitude
of an
save
edge.
against the distraction. You
23.
succeed. You're not nauseated.
All right, then I'm going to. Yeah, I don't see the point of continuing to try to kill this thing. So that means I can move. 35 plus. So I can move 70 feet.
Times 4. You can catch up with the rest of the party, and you can all just continue to run away.
Yeah.
Run away! Run away! Run away!
I can move 70 feet without even doing a full round run. Actually.
All right. So you all begin outdistancing the swarm. It has a movement speed of 30 feet. So it can pace you guys for the most part. Some of you are a little faster, some of you are not. It eventually gives up and moves off to look for other food. What do you want to do now? Let's say it follows you for, I'm going to say, D6 minutes. Ooh, 5 minutes it follows you for. Let's see. Hustling pace. I don't think you need to do anything at that pace. Take a look at... You can hustle for an hour without a problem, so that's fine. So you guys hustle, you're soldiers, you run away from the fight. And you do.
Retreat. Tactical retreat.
I mean, Momo, how many grenades do you have? Do you want to? I mean,
I could certainly it's no problem if I can throw an incendiary grenade over my shoulder as I'm going back. I can barely miss, and my range is enormous.
The problem is you only get one movement.
I mean, that's true, but I could then take a run action the next turn.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I'd have to do that. I mean, I could
Let's-
use my incendiary grenade Mark II, which is an improvised weapon that I can then make again with 10 minutes.
All right, throw me that one.
All right, I will do that. 14, so it hits.
hits.
I can also throw it a
Oh, no, it hits the
ridiculous
area, yeah.
distance.
And then it reflex saves.
Yeah, because I can. My range is.
It saves.
Oh well. Then it took.
So it takes 4 points of damage.
Yes, it also has 3 burn.
Oh, it has 3 burn. Nice. And does it have 3 burn if it saves?
No, I think it doesn't.
All right.
I'll
don't
assume
think
it
it's the
doesn't. I
burn.
don't remember. I think I can throw grenades 120 feet with no penalty.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, you guys can run, stop, throw grenades, run, stop, throw grenades.
Exactly.
My question is, how many grenades do you have?
Well, that's one that I can just throw. That I get
Once.
a free one of those with 10 minutes.
Right,
So
but-
yeah, if you have me another frag Mark II, I can chuck that. I think I'm out of frag Mark IIs.
Well,
So, but if Alder hands me one of his frag Mark IIs, I can throw that too.
My concern is it's got a
Yeah.
significant amount of hit points left.
I gotcha.
Do you have enough grenades to kill it?
Oh,
Do you want to continue using grenades, or do you just want to try and lose it?
no, I think we just want to try to lose it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You eventually lose it. What do you guys do? What do you want to do now?
Keep searching for this thing, man.
yeah.
Okay, so just do another survival check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, real quick before we do it, once we feel confident we've lost it, maybe we're taking a little breather. Momo's going to take a couple minutes and reassemble an incendiary grenade and just say to Adjutant, hey, there's no chance that thing left bug eggs inside us, right?
It definitely did do that.
It did?
No, just kidding.
Okay. Oof. As long as you're sure.
Maybe. Yeah,
Good though.
fairly sure.
That would be horrible, Alder. All right, so we're going to stop combat.
Okay.
You can take your 10 minutes to make your grenade, and then we'll do an hour to do your next survival search.
So was Adjutant's previous life science check on these things enough to know whether or not we might be?
He knows that you guys were just wrecked by a juvenile comet wasp swarm.
Oh my
If
god.
this had been a mature comet wasp, you guys you wouldn't have gotten away.
Oh.
Gotcha.
It's not mature enough to lay its own eggs. So yeah, you guys are not prepared for swarms.
Well, stop being so juvenile, jeez.
Momo could have done a lot more to this thing if I didn't have to start turns in the swarm,
Right.
and also if I hadn't failed on a couple nausea.
Yep.
Because I could have done a full round heavy fire attack with my Thunderstrike Screamer, which adds my strength bonus to damage.
Yep.
Maybe if I don't roll 2 1s on that 2d6 for the supercharge.
The big problem was you guys were the attackers, and so it went after you because
Exactly.
that's where
And
the
if
mindless
only
rage is gonna go.
there's only one contingent that has that ability to do area of effect, then it
Yeah.
really,
If you and Alder were spread apart
yeah.
instead of together, that might have been useful.
I don't let my little buddy go too far from me. I got to keep him safe.
By running
All
in
right,
first.
So who's making the survival check?
Oh, 8 this time, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Give me the
Hey!
Belly did good, and with the aid,
Yeah, I don't think you roll. Right?
It happened the first time.
Yeah.
You automatically aid though, right?
Yeah, I do.
okay. So let's see.
Auto aids.
All right.
Phil, just as a heads up,
Yeah.
there's a creature. The edge of their little circle guy is sticking out of the.
Oh no! You
Yeah.
get to see an
something.
aura. Okay, that's fine.
We just know
I
there's
appreciate
something
your
in there.
honesty. Under a stony overhang at the end of a nearly unnoticeable path through the snow are several rocks piled around a white hatch that almost perfectly blends in with the surrounding terrain. The round portal is 10 feet across and decorated with the faint outline of an insectile face crowned by 3 shining stars.
Hey, that's Hylax stuff, right?
Get that door open.
You got it.
Momo steps up, tries to open the door.
All right, Momo. What you notice when you step up is you notice a attached card reader on the door. So it would you would have to utilize some kind of engineering or hacking to open this door, as you don't have a card, and you can assume that it's pretty much locked. It doesn't have any handles to open it. Um,
I'll get that door open.
Yeah, help you.
I can aid an engineer.
That was a 31.
I'll give you
see, what do we got first? I've got Adjutant made a perception check. Let me look at Adjutant's perception check of a 29. Let's see. Nothing spectacular arrived from that. You do know that the door is locked, and you will have to overcome this card reader. You engineer to open it with a 31.
if I can.
You did, before actually attempting to engineer the check, your perception check allowed you to note that there was a sensor built into the door that would alert anything beyond it that it was being opened. But since you noticed it, you were able to bypass it before opening the door. And since that happened, they are unaware of you.
Why?
Oh dear.
And you look inside, and you see. See if I can get it.
Heck.
You see 3 creatures that look similar to this. This trio of guards is watching over the entrance. You notice that they are wearing robes that bear the symbols of Hylax on them. But as the door opens, they all grab these swoop hammers and stand and turn towards you. And we'll see what happens next time.
Oh, Momo just smiles and waves.
Hi, we found you. We've been looking forever. We're big fans.
We come in peace.
All right. So we'll see what you and they do next time.
All right.
We'll start off with an initiative. And unfortunately, I need to discuss next time. So
Oh yeah.
2 weeks from now is the 26th.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm fine. We're not traveling this year for Christmas, so
Okay.
Good work for
be at
me.
home.
Let me phrase it this way. Is there anyone that does not want to have a session Saturday after Christmas?
Boxing Day.
That's like the perfect Christmas present ever.
Will that be an issue though, Alder? Will you Alder still be able to join us?
We celebrate
Your
Kwanzaa.
grandmother
Okay.
to come in as a guest NPC.
You don't know. Okay, no problem. we can address that on that day. I will send Duncan a message. If we don't have more than one person missing, then I'm fine with continuing on. Because I will not be available again. I mean, if we don't do it, the 9th will work. I am traveling after Christmas, but only for a couple of weeks. So
Yep. No, I
that's
hear you.
what
No.
I'm traveling for, Alder. I'm heading to see my grandmother down in Texas.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, if whatever, if it ends up being last minute, I won't be offended by anybody saying they have family needs at Christmas. That's I would probably not be able to join if we were traveling, which we do every other year. So
Right.
we had my cousins. My cousin has her house has been passed down from mother to daughter for 4 generations, and they have had a huge Christmas Eve party with anywhere from like 80 to like 150 people invited.
Wow.
It's a huge. It's like a mansion in Indianapolis,
That's a big deal.
and they've had this Christmas Eve party every year for over 80 years. 2020 is the first year in over 80 years that they're not holding the party.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I would like to thank you guys all for coming today. I appreciate it, and I guess maybe we'll see each other in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
All right, Atom Smashers, and until then, we'll continue the saga of Midnight Squad.